Thank you very much, Britton. As you just heard, hot and dry conditions continue to blanket the region, and that means we need to keep an extra eye open for the most vulnerable members of our community, especially the oldest and the youngest among us. Let's head on out to La Esperanza Clinic. That's where Ethan Purcell and Sean Humphrey are, and they have more on what it takes to stay safe in these hot conditions. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, Bert, and a very hot good evening to you. It is a weather impact alert day here in West Texas, and we are under a heat advisory, and I'm glad I've been advised because the sun is absolutely scorching Ethan Purcell and I outside La Esperanza Clinic. I spoke with one of my fisherman friends earlier today to find out how they're beating the heat, and Ethan, you spoke to a literal baby today. What did the baby say?
Sean, I did speak to a baby, and while she didn't have a lot to say, her mother did.
Are you concerned about Emmeline in the heat?
I am actually. We're looking for a new car because of how hot it is in our back seat. So it just gets like ridiculous out here.
Elizabeth says she worries when her daughter gets too hot. She says the baby will turn red, get sweaty, and need to go down for a nap.
And it just gets really concerning because sometimes she'll have those like heat stroke symptoms, but it's never really that bad. Thank goodness.
So what does mom do when the sun gets to little Emmeline? Elizabeth says they've tried it all, including shades and portable fans, but there's one thing that seems to work above all.
We have to go out at night, and we take her on walks, and we have a really large stroller that turns into a bassinet, so she can play in it, but it can also work as a stroller.
And according to medical officials at La Esperanza, that's just what the doctor ordered. Clinic staff also says that in the rare case that you do take your infants out, they'll need to be well covered.
Only take them out if you have to, and if you do, make sure you put long sleeves on them, a hat, just things to kind of keep them cool.
But it's a thin line to walk. You want to provide enough of a block from the sun while still providing room for airflow.
So in this heat, you don't want to add too many layers. I wouldn't like wrap them up in blankets or anything like that. You just want something a little cooler as far as like a long sleeve to put over them, just so you're minimizing the sun exposure to their skin.
David Hester agrees wholeheartedly.
Because they'll burn real easy, you know, their skin's not used to it.
But when the high for the day hits 105 degrees, Hester has to watch out for someone else, himself. Most of the time, that means packing up his tackle and getting off the water.
Been out there, sometimes the fish are biting and it's 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon and I just got to go because this is too hot sometimes to fish, even if the fish are biting.
Years ago, Hester pulled this 10-pound bass out of O.C. Fisher Lake. He's seen it go dry since. The 63-year-old has felt the West Texas heat for decades.
Back in the late 60s, it was, I think, 111 and 69. So, you know, it's been hot. It's always hot in Texas.
Hester says at home he gets yard work done early. He also says when he fishes by himself, he has to recognize when it's just too hot. But sometimes this grandfather has more to watch out for.
I've taken my grandkids fishing a lot, and you have to recognize how they're doing in the heat too. You just got to watch out for all of them, make sure that they're not getting hot.
Now, Sean, the reason that babies are having a harder time, especially on days like today, is that they can't talk. You know, they're not able to say, Mom, I'm hot. Dad, I'm hot. I'm sweaty, you know? So parents are having to be extra vigilant in looking for those signs of dehydration. That includes crying with less tears. That includes not as many wet diapers.
And especially for young parents, these are things that you might not think you have to look out for, but it's obviously a good tip. Babies, just like us grown adults or semi-grown adults, have to stay hydrated as well. And while my fisherman friends won't have to worry about wet diapers, they have to stay hydrated as well. They're trying to keep cool. Ethan, we're out here. It's just the sun and us on a weather impact alert day. How are you staying cool yourself?
I mean, it's just like you said, Sean, lots and lots of water. You know, I was out here, I was telling Britton Musall, Chief Meteorologist Britton Musall, before we left the office, I was really feeling it around noon. So he'll let us know what exactly the temperatures are and when we hit the hottest part of the day. But I got to say, I was really feeling it about noon today.
And I'm really feeling it about now with the sun beating down on us. Once again, there's no shade out here. We'd have to hide behind this sign. And then the wonderful West Texans at home wouldn't be able to see us. We're under a heat advisory. It will continue throughout the day, and we will have more weather impact alert days soon. So stay tuned to Fox West Texas Live at 6 and 9. Live from La Esperanza Clinic, Sean Humphrey.
And Ethan Purcell, Fox West Texas. Bert, back to you.
Thank you, Sean, and thank you, Ethan. Now go inside and enjoy the air conditioning.